Alright, what is up guys? New firmware for the DJI FPV system dropped this morning. It's 1.006, I think. And it's something that they kind of talked about before, but it's the new 50 megabit flight mode. 50 megabit mode, we'll just call it that. So you can use this new mode in conjunction with low latency or high quality focus mode on or off. I'll keep it at low latency, 120 frames per second. And so basically what it is they're bonding two channels to double the bandwidth. So instead of having 7 channels or 7 plus the public channel, now there's 3 channels plus the public channel. So obviously it's not ideal for racing or anything, but what it should do is make the FPV feed much more clear, which is insane because it's already really good. But anyway, we're gonna test it here. I'm at the school. We've got a good mix of a lot of trees because, you know, one of the complaints are that when you fly around a lot of trees or vegetation, it pixelates the image because the system can't compress all of the vegetation, can't compress it digitally, so it artifacts like kind of like a low quality like YouTube or Netflix video, right? So now that we have double the data stream, it should look better. So we're gonna fly through a tunnel, like a row of trees, and then we're gonna fly around, kid just skateboarding behind me, and then we're gonna fly around the portables just to see if there's any difference in like penetration and range. And we'll start at 25 megabit, 200 milliwatt. Okay, let me get set up. Okay, so forgive the background noise. There's some kids behind me hanging out at the school. You know, thanks to the Rona, there's no school in session. Kids are just, you know, running willy-nilly, doing whatever the hell they want to. We're gonna be flying the Hornet HD. This is it's all I've been really flying lately, but it's a Cadix Vista with just a UFL whip antenna, and I've got my True RC singularities on there. We're gonna be at 200 milliwatt. And guys, a lot of people ask me about this, but the reason why I'm not just running like 700 or 1,000 is I always use the lowest power I can get away with. That saves on, you know, excess heat buildup. I don't think there's any reason to use something in excess. Like with my Crossfire, I typically leave that at 100 milliwatt unless I know I'm gonna be flying long range, right? So yeah, let's get started. I hope I have an SD card in my goggles. Oh, I'm gonna be so pissed. Whew, okay, I do have it. Okay, so 200 milliwatt, 25 megabits, low latency, focus mode off, auto temp control off. Lower my camera tilt a little bit. Okay, here we go, 25 megabits. Let's see what it looks like. So we're just gonna go down the driveway. It's like a tree tunnel. And you can see how the leaves get kind of like splotchy. That's just the bit rate. Then we'll go behind these portables. So my megabits are dropping down to 16, 10. Not much pixelation though. I mean, it's not having much issue punching through there. Let's come back through here. Just get some more blotchiness in the trees. So it's not that the trees are causing interference, it's just that the encoding can't resolve all the leaves just because there's not enough data. So I guess I don't have to do anything. gonna switch. Okay, now we're in 50 megabit mode. Everything else is the same. Let me see where these skate kids are going. Okay, 50 megabit mode. So you see how the trees, like, they're not muddy at all. Now that it has twice the data stream, it can resolve all that leaves. Then if we go behind the portables, bit rates drop into 19, 20. Hope you guys can still hear me. 50. So I almost think the range would be worse in this mode. But you can see how it does a much better job handling the trees. So, yeah, the signal dropped by over half going behind the portables. So I would say that that's worse as far as penetration and range, which I guess that makes sense. I mean, I'm not smart enough to really comment on that, but let's check it again. I mean, flying through the trees like that, it's basically crystal clear. Ugh. Yeah, the signal is dropping by over half. Latency, let me check the latency. I wasn't really paying attention. So, okay, so the latency didn't really go above 30 milliseconds. So yeah, so basically we got a bandwidth increase for free. Like it's like if you were to call your internet provider and they said, hey, we're gonna double your internet speed and you don't have to pay any extra. That's basically what they just did. So I think it's basically just gonna make it to where you have much less pixelation. If the system is struggling with trees, not interference, because interference really isn't an issue. I'll have to do more flying to check like the penetration, but I think the penetration is going to end up being about the same. I think mostly where it's going to help is just when it's having trouble compressing that data of trees, leaves, grass, stuff like that. It's not, as far as like the experience, it's probably not a huge difference, but again, it was free. I don't know why these kids behind me are yelling. It's so annoying. Anyway, I've got 3 more packs. Oh wait, I did want to leave with something. if you're new to my channel, you know, I'm not a big product reviewer. I don't have a ton of like sponsors. You know, I still work with Emacs and GemFan and Newbie Drone, but you know, I don't have a lot of affiliation. So when I make these vlogs about like DJI stuff, this is like stuff that I've mostly paid for with my money. You know, this frame I got from torquefpv, just so they could kind of get like some feedback on it, and I love the frame. I appreciate that. But like my goggles, my Vista, my jumper, my Crossfire, you know, I pay for most of that stuff. So I don't have anything to gain by vlogging about DJI FPV. I just do it because it's super interesting and I just want to share. But if you've seen videos recently where people are comparing analog to digital and they're trying to make it sound like analog has a lot of benefits over digital, I would say look into to see if that person is affiliated with any analog companies or companies that make analog products like receivers or cameras or goggles. Because some of the things you might hear, like a lot of people still think that there's an issue with the Vista and the Air unit freezing and causing you to crash. That's incorrect. If somebody has an issue with that, they have a build problem where their build doesn't have enough capacitance to suppress voltage spikes, and I have a whole separate video on that. You might hear that the way that the signal drops out is unpredictable. That's also incorrect. The screen will pixelate, your bars will turn red, your bit rate will drop, your latency will increase. I mean, there's like so many indicators to tell you that, hey, you should probably turn around. So I guess I'll just say, if somebody is trying to say that analog has many benefits over digital, look to see what they gain by saying that. Does that make sense? Because I don't have anything to gain one way or the other. I'm just having fun, and I want other people to have fun. Anyway, I'm gonna fly some more packs. Thanks for watching.